As we say in Aggie land, howdy, and welcome to the virtual information session for the online graduate certificate in nonprofit management at the Bush School of Government and Public Service at Texas A&M University. My name is Sarah Rivera. I am our Student Services Program Coordinator for the Office of Extended Education, and I'm going to be leading your session today. We also have joining us the Director of the Graduate Certificate in Nonprofit Management, Dr. Robbie Robichaud. Dr. Robichaud, if you're there, can you say howdy?
Howdy.
Awesome. And she will be presenting a couple times during the session about a variety of nonprofit topics that I think y'all will find very interesting. We also have one of our academic advisors, Mrs. Tamra Hitt, on the call as well. Tamra, if you're available, can you say howdy as well? Maybe some technical difficulties, that's okay. And I would ask if you are an attendee, please mute your mic. That way there's not any feedback for the recording later. And if you do need assistance during the course of this presentation, please give us a call at our Enrollment and Advising Center, and one of our advisors would be happy to help. You can reach us at 866-988-2874 or send us an email at bushschoolonline@tamu.edu. So today we're going to cover a few different topics. We're going to talk more about nonprofit management in general, benefits of a graduate certificate, and what is a graduate certificate, potential career and salary options, the application process, the cost, and also funding your certificate. And at this time, I would like to welcome again Dr. Robbie Robichaud, and she is going to kick off our session by talking about nonprofit management.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for attending. We're really glad to have you and talk about our certificate. My name is Robbie Robichaud, as she shared. This is my 5th year at Texas A&M, but I've been working in the nonprofit sector for about 15 years, leading all kinds of different activities in the communities, as well as in my research and in my teaching. And so we are just excited to have you here today and get to talk about what a certificate in nonprofit management looks like. Okay, next slide. So what does it mean to work in the nonprofit sector? In a lot of ways, nonprofit organizations, particularly smaller ones, look a lot like small businesses. So things that you hear, HR, strategy, performance appraisals, how do you measure for impact in your community and your work, as well as the marketing aspects of communicating messages in social media. A lot of these terms are things that we use and things that we will teach and study in the certificate, so we can prepare you for being in multiple positions in the workforce, but also tailoring some of your interests through the different electives we offer. Next slide. Okay, so what I really want from my students when they are in a class is to learn how to think clearly and think about all the options. We call it kind of crystallization, where you think of a crystal and you look at a situation from all the different angles. Probably what you usually hear in this way is critical thinking skills. That is, how do you look at a problem and think about solutions in multiple ways that the solutions could play out? And so giving people the skills and the ability to write, analyze, do case studies, have discussions with their peers about how would you solve this? And sometimes the solution is not always obvious, and sometimes the solution requires teamwork to get to the real answer. And so these are things we want to talk about: what makes someone effective manager and what makes someone effective leader. And that is the people that you surround yourself with and how you approach them and how you treat them, as well as finding revenues to sustain your nonprofit mission and do the work that you want to do that has an impact in your community, whether that's animals and art to zoos and everything in between, social services. There's just a lot of room for people in the nonprofit sector to work in all different types of organizations and do different kinds of programming. And so the ultimate goal here in the nonprofit sector is to really achieve your mission goals. So some of you have probably interacted with nonprofits in your community and you may not even be aware of it. We have those big ones that you've heard of, like American Red Cross, and it also goes down to smaller ones like your local sports leagues and your communities and soccer leagues, as well as Voices for Children, these big organizations sometimes you've heard of and some of the ones that you haven't. Next slide.
All right, the next couple are mine. We will be right back with a couple more things regarding nonprofit careers, but let's just talk about Texas A&M University as a whole for a second. So the Bush School is an academic college within Texas A&M University. Texas A&M is a Tier 1 research university, the first public university in Texas, and one of only 2 flagship universities within the state. We have the 4th largest student body in the nation, according to U.S. News and World Report. As you can see on your screen, fall 2021 enrollment was just over 73,000 students. As you can also see, we have been recognized by Money's Best Public Colleges Report, U.S. News and World Report, and the Washington Monthly in a variety of categories, including Best Value Schools. So what is a graduate certificate? This particular certificate in nonprofit management is for graduate level courses that can be completed online, on campus, or a mix of both. The courses are, as I mentioned, graduate level, and the certificate is noted on your transcript after completion. And just so you know, the Bush School does rank in the top 10% of graduate public affairs schools in the nation. So what are some benefits of a certificate? You can earn a graduate level credential in a short amount of time. The certificate is transcript recognized and will appear on your Texas A&M University transcript. The credit hours may be transferable into another Bush School master's program, such as the Executive Master of Public Service and Administration. Finally, it allows you to build your nonprofit management network by interacting with faculty, students, and alumni. You can customize your certificate with one of the following optional emphasis areas. This particular certificate has 5: fundraising and philanthropy, fiscal and performance management, leadership and management, health and human service policy, and international non-governmental organizations. To get one of these emphasis areas, you must take the 2 required courses, as well as 2 electives from that specific emphasis area. If you can't choose, no worries. You can also complete the certificate without an emphasis. This certificate can potentially allow you to transition to a new career, advance in your current one, develop a solid nonprofit management framework, and enhance your analytical nonprofit management expertise. And speaking of careers, Dr. Robichaud, would you like to tell us a little bit more about careers and salaries?
Yeah, let's jump in. So I think what's really exciting about the nonprofit sector is, one, there are a lot of jobs out there right now. Texas is seeing a growing nonprofit sector, so there is space for people that are trained and ready to jump into the workforce. And so some people kind of think, well, one of the big myths we have to counter is that if you're in a nonprofit, you can't have a career, you can't make money, you won't be able to survive. And so part of this is our goal is to talk through all the different career options and also what are the salaries associated with that. So one of the things that I think I want to kind of convey really clearly is that there's a lot of different career paths. If you're really interested in program management and frontline service work, there's plenty of jobs in that space. If you're a fund and development person and you love fundraising, you love building relationships and being out in the community or writing grants, we have some classes for that, as well as these are jobs that pay pretty well in the sector. And then finally, it takes some time to earn your way up to be an executive director, but it does happen. And so that may be what some of you are seeking, is just some level of expertise in certain subject areas or emphasis so that you can get that position that you really want. So with that said, right, let's talk about what your earning potential is. There is, of course, a lot of variety in earning potentials, but if you'll share the next slide, you'll see that it does vary across the country what the average executive's median salary is. Now this is median, so that means there's less and there's a lot more, but it doesn't look pretty bad for those of us who want to be in the sector. These are pretty good career paths and these are options. So down here in the South, you see the average executive salary is $116,000. But if depending on what part of the country, and it could be as high as the Northeast, which is $139,000. So I just wanted people to know that there are options out there. This is a career path and that you can earn different potential, and the certificate can help you get there. Next slide. Particular for those of you who are Texan, these are kind of a different way to think about the positions. A lot of people maybe start at a lower level position, but these are some of the top earners for those who are in administration, business positions, finance positions, general operations, and then programmatic aspects. And as you'll see, like as you work, and if you choose to work for larger organizations, they tend to be highly sophisticated with benefit plans and compensation plans, as well as health insurance and retirement. So these are things to consider when you target the organizations you want to work at. But as you get into bigger and bigger organizations, obviously the pay goes up. So before you can get those positions, right, they want to know that you have some of the skills that you need to be successful in a nonprofit job. And sometimes these jobs are very multifaceted. So they require you to do all kinds of things, from grant writing to being in the community, from sometimes helping with programs, frontline work on some days. So that's next.
All right. Well, does anybody have any questions for Dr. Robichaud with anything she has discussed? We will go ahead and allow you to unmute yourselves, because I know she has a meeting she has to get to. So I want to give y'all an opportunity to ask her questions now. So we'll give you just a minute. And you can also put them in the chat.
Absolutely. And also feel free to reach out to me at another time if something comes up, or even as Sarah chats, I'll be here offline for a little bit longer. So if you think of something, I can answer in the chat as well. But I'm really excited to be here and talk about the nonprofit sector. I'm very excited about what this career path looks like for you and for many people who really want to have social impact.
Well, we're so glad you joined us today. And again, everyone, Dr. Robichaud will be hanging around for a couple more minutes. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat. And if you think of some later, please ask me and I will forward them to her for you. All right, so let's talk about our online courses for a little bit. So our courses are taught by experts in the field that have academic credentials. All of our online courses are asynchronous, so there are no specific meeting times. However, there are weekly lectures, reading and writing assignments, deadlines, and participation is required to succeed in all Bush School online courses. So if we see you're not participating, we'll reach out to check in. So who can apply to one of our graduate certificates? As you can see, we have a couple different categories up here on the screen. Anyone with an accredited bachelor's degree can apply. Your bachelor's degree doesn't have to be a specific major or from a specific university. As long as it's accredited, you can go ahead and apply. Texas A&M University graduate students that are currently pursuing a master's or doctoral program can also apply and take classes concurrently with their degree. Additionally, Texas A&M University seniors with at least a 3.0 GPA may also apply. So how do you apply? We do require an application through Graduate CAS, a personal statement, a resume, and official and unofficial transcripts from all four-year universities. Great news, no GRE or GMAT scores are required for the graduate certificate in nonprofit management. As you can see on your screen, the application fee is $89 for US citizens and $114 for international applicants. Texas A&M University graduate students and undergraduate seniors can apply using our internal application link. If this applies to you, send us an email at bushschoolonline@tamu.edu, and we'll send you the link to the internal application. We admit new students every semester, so fall, spring, and summer. You don't need to wait for the fall semester to apply. We are currently taking applications for both spring of 2024 and summer of 2024. The spring deadline is Sunday, December 3rd, 2023, and the summer deadline is Sunday, May 12th, 2024. We always encourage people to apply early. This will allow our graduate program consultants to ensure that your application is complete well in advance of the deadline. If you have any questions while working on your application, please visit our website or contact our enrollment and advising center. We're always happy to help. So here's everyone's big question. How much is this going to cost? So cost is based on your residency per Texas law, and it's charged per course. The Texas resident rate is approximately $2,703 per course, and the out-of-state rate is approximately $4,382 per course. As you can see on your screen, there may also be other required fees depending on your student status. We have a variety of financial aid opportunities that we encourage our students to take advantage of. We always recommend filling out the FAFSA, as our certificates may be eligible for federal aid as long as a student is enrolled at least half-time. And half-time is 2 courses in the fall and the spring and 1 course during the summer. If you are active duty military or a veteran, we would strongly encourage you to reach out to Texas A&M Veteran Services for more information on options that are available to you. There is also a Bush School online scholarship for Texas residents, as well as the Texas Aggie Graduate Grant. We also encourage our students to check out scholarships through Texas A&M, as well as professional organizations and your place of employment. As you can see, we offer a variety of support services to our certificate students. You have access to our online enrollment and advising center via phone or email. The IT help desk offers 24/7 tech support. You also have access to the online library, the Texas A&M Writing Center, Veteran Services, Texas A&M Career Services, alumni networking groups, and more. We also offer events on campus, occasional recorded webinars, and a certificate completion ceremony once a year, usually in the spring. You can also stop into our enrollment and advising center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to chat with a graduate program consultant. We love to meet our students and we want to make sure all of your questions are answered. We are located in the Allen Building, room 3002. If you're not local to Bryan and College Station, send us an email to set up an advising appointment via Zoom or phone. So as a reminder, go ahead and submit your questions via text. And I see we have a few, so I will pause and answer those. Oh, I see we have a question about scholarships. As Tamara answered, yes, there are scholarships that students can apply for, and we encourage students to apply to everything that they may qualify for. And yes, our programs are also eligible for federal financial aid. And I see we have a question. Will we be sharing the recording? Yes, we will. We'll be sending it out as soon as it's edited. So connect with us. Again, we love to hear from our students. We love to hear from our prospective students. As you can see on your screen, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. And of course, you can contact us directly with our Enrollment and Advising Center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time via phone at 866-988-2874. Send us an email at bushschoolonline@tamu.edu, or just if you're local, like I said, stop into the Allen Building, room 3002, and talk to a graduate program consultant. Right. I see that we are at the end of our presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And then we can go ahead